Hey, my name's Grant Cardone, and I am one of the passionate few, or maybe passionate many.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Passionate Few. Today we get to hear from the $750 million power couple that is Grant and Elena Cardone. And in this clip from our full-length interview with Grant and Elena, we get to hear not only how Grant pursued Elena relentlessly, but how the couple built their relationship on a foundation of trust, mutual vision, and a commitment to their goals that is unparalleled. So wherever you're at in life or business, I want to encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy a lot of the wisdom, because there's a lot to be absorbed in this one, from business, life, mindset, and relationships from the power couple themselves. So with no further ado, I want to encourage you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy this powerful clip from the power couple, Grant and Elena Cardone.
And then when did you meet Elena? When did the love of your life, Elena, come into the picture?
That was one of the problems, right? I had 3 businesses. I had the real estate working. I'm settling in because I have more than I can spend. I'm playing golf 3 times a week, and I live in this great house. I'm dating all these different chicks, and I'm unhappy as hell, dude. Then I go see the counselor because, you know, I'm a guy that wants, I don't mind getting help, right? So I'm like, hey, what's wrong with me, man? And then they start diagnosing you. Oh, you lost your dad, you lost your brother, you got this problem, you got that problem. They start recommending medication again, calling me a depressant, a bipolar dude. I'm like, you know, I didn't come in here to get on more drugs, okay? And so, you know, one thing was, you know, I was missing the chick in my life.
Right.
I got everything, but I'm sleeping with a different person every night.
Yeah. And that wasn't as fun as you thought it would be?
You know, it was fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, it's still lonely.
Right.
It was fun. But I wasn't looking for fun, man. I was looking for expansion, right? And you can't build an empire. You know, Elena talks about the empire a lot, but you can't build an empire and you know, just having strangers come in and out of your life. Absolutely. And it might be fun, it might be James Bondish, but and you think you want it because you read some Penthouse when you were freaking 12. Right. Okay, this dude read his, he reads his, but dude, it was not fulfilling. So when I was 43 years old, I sold my house in San Diego, moved to Los Angeles, met Elena, and I'm like, that's the one.
You remember the first time you saw Elena?
Totally.
Maybe we could get Elena on the show.
Come on in, Elena. Come on in here.
Let's hear this story.
Come on in.
So there's 2 sides to every story, so let's hear it. Let's hear it from both people. So, Grant, first time you met Elena, give us a full breakdown. Give us a scenario.
A buddy of mine had was doing a shoot, a commercial shoot. Mm-hmm. She was in it, okay. And I come down to look at it. I'm watching them. It's 12:30 at night. It's late at night. Yeah. In downtown Los Angeles. Keep in mind, I just sold a house on the beach in La Jolla. Very similar view to what we have right here. Nice. And I sell everything, moved to Los Angeles. I know no one in LA. Yeah. I went there to meet her. I didn't know her.
So you went there because you believed that you're...
I knew my girl was in LA.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
You just had that premonition.
Yeah, and I followed it. I sold my house, sold everything, left everything. Drove up there, lived in a hotel for 9 months. Met her the first night.
No way.
First night I was there. Dude, I drove up. I didn't even check into my room, okay? Drove up. Mitch has the shoot. She's there. I'm like, Mitch, who's the chick, man? I went and introduced myself.
He's the director.
And I said, Mitch, you got her number? He's like, yeah, I got it. I said, give it to me. He's like, I can't do that, man. It's against policy. I said, dude, give me the freaking number, okay? Or I'm gonna tear this trailer apart. Just give me the number. Yeah. So he slips it to me. I said, spill it, drop it, whatever. Yeah. I get it, and I start calling her, right?
Yeah.
Is this a true story?
Absolutely.
So did you guys like shake hands?
She hated me, man.
You guys didn't say anything that first night. You just got the number first night.
I saw him in the trailer briefly.
I'm Grant Cardone.
I don't even remember. I just briefly saw him, didn't register on the radar, nothing. Okay. Then he calls me, and I'm like, how did you get my number? I was offended that my number was given out. Right. Then we have this phone conversation, and you know, he hates this part of the story, but it does come around.
Okay.
But I remember at one point he was like, you know, when people hang around me, their lives tend to get better. And I was like,
That
this
was
is
my opening line, dude.
Selling.
cheesy. I was like, I felt like I was, you know,
was cheesy.
just
It was
those,
terrible.
just. But the thing is it turned out to be true, and such a massive level, more than I ever could have imagined. But at that time, I'm single chick. I'm an actress in LA. I've been through the BS stories of like just, you know.
Right. The dreamers.
But
Every
see,
guy.
what happened for me was I really forgot the sales cycle, okay? Because I just knew immediately when I saw her, I'm like, that's the one, man. That's the chick. And I'm like, I was so excited. I'm like, look, man, when people are around me, things get better because my life had gotten better, right? And the people around me that hung out with me, their lives had gotten better. And I'm just thinking, I'm already into the whole fantasy. I'm making babies with her and stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm like, man, we're gonna have an unbelievable life, right? I'm thinking that. I'm not telling her that. I'm like, and it just comes out of my mouth, the wrong pitch. You know, because she wasn't ready.
No. That just was completely like not my reality. And we hung up the phone, and I was like, I never thought anything of it again. I will never talk to that guy again. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like I hated him, or it was just non-existent.
I was like Casper. You remember Casper the Ghost?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was me.
Yeah.
In that call.
And you could tell when you were talking to her that she wasn't feeling it?
I knew for sure because I know sales cycles.
But you could tell she wasn't feeling you right away, or it didn't matter?
Zero interest, okay? I knew when I hung up, I'm like, oh, wow, man. I went for the close before it wasn't even ready, right? There was nothing ready, okay? Number one. Number two, I had this saying, no one thing there's not one thing that you can say that will ever blow a deal, okay? I mean, I could have called her and said, let's have sex right now over the phone. There's not one thing you can say that will blow a deal. If it's gonna be a deal, dude, if it's a right deal for everybody, you can't say one or two things that are gonna blow a deal. So I just knew, okay, it was premature, it was too early, she's not ready yet, and I just put her in my follow-up program. Yeah. See?
Then he called me twice a month, every month for 13 months and left a message on my machine. It was back in those days.
And so at the time,
No return phone call, none.
Now you guys that are watching, y'all want to do this thing, you got to figure out how to do it without stalking. Okay, you got to figure out how to do it where it's polished.
elegant persistence.
Elegant, okay?
Yeah, I was never scared. I never felt threatened by the messages. I just deleted them. It was just like, oh, that's that guy, blah, blah, blah. You know?
What were the messages like? Do you remember what he was saying on the voice?
I remember one where I was like, oh, God. I hate to do this to you because I feel like, you know.
Go ahead.
Because I remember when he was like, oh, I'm just like, you know, in my jacuzzi, looking at the beach. I'm in La Jolla, just thinking about you, wanted to say hi, you know, and that was it. And I was like, oh, but it wasn't his fault. It was all the other past people that I had encountered that I put that judgment on him, you know, like, I mean, that was like a nice message, but in my interpretation, it was like this rich guy who thinks he can buy girls. And, you know, I was so independent. I didn't, no guy could have. Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to like.
Just hook up. You were trying to do something meaningful.
Oh, totally. And you know, and I was actually genuinely like, I wasn't trying to impress her. Right? Or I was completely unconscious to what I'm trying to do, but it was just bad, right? But I knew when I'd hang up with her, okay, no interest. I called my mom. I met my wife. I know who's going to be my wife now, even though there's no interest, zero interest.
Wow.
Right?
So what was it about her? There must have been something.
The way she looks, man. She's just mocked up the way I like, you know, I think people know, like, when they meet somebody, like, it feels right, you know? Like, when I met you, dude, I'm like, he's a good dude, you know? I don't know that to be true, you know? But, you know, I'm willing to go with my intuition sometimes. So, I called her 26 times. Right. I'm counting them. 20. When's she go? When's it gonna happen?
And never responded.
Zero, dude. Zero response.
And you're still calling.
Showing up where she is.
Yeah.
I can interject another small short story.
Let's do it.
I went to a chiropractor I was friends with, and he said, I want to hook you up on a date. There's this guy, he's this phenomenal guy. He's in town visiting from Florida. Will you go on a date with him? And I said, well, yeah, I'll go on a date with him, blah, blah, blah. Here's my number, blah, blah, blah. And so right before I'm supposed to go on this date, I call my doctor friend guy and I say, okay, now give me all the information because I'm going to meet him out and blah, blah, blah. And he says, oh, he's this great guy. Da, da, da. His name is Gary Cardone. I went, Cardone as in like, does he know Grant Cardone? Yeah, it's his identical twin brother. I said, cancel the date. I will not go out with him. Forget it.
Dude, my twin brother tells me he's got a date with Elena. What was your name?
Lyons.
Lyons. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this can't be
The
happening.
serendipity, total coincidence. I mean,
So my twin brother's telling me he's about to go on a date with her.
Yeah.
Now I get all these freaking memories of all the times I've skated
Yeah.
his chicks.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, payback's gonna be so bad here, right? So skated, for those of you who don't know, is a term where you steal somebody's deal
Yeah.
in the sales world. So I'm like, oh my God, this can't happen. I got to undo this. Fortunately, she undid it for me. I didn't have to go to my brother and tell him anything.
Yeah. So when he tells you right away, you're like, oh, I'm talking to her.
you said you played it cool, like he didn't care, because if he would have cared, then it would have been game on.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, that's cool.
I don't know what I said. I got terrified.
So then you cancel the date.
Canceled it. Wouldn't know. I was like, not my type. Will not do it.
And then what's the final straw where you go, okay, fine, I'll give this guy a try? What was it that Grant did that pushed you over the edge and said, you know what, we'll give him a chance?
Dude, look at me, man.
I know exactly what it is. I have kryptonite, weak in the knees when it comes to guns. I was competition shooting back then, sporting clay and trap. And he left a message on my machine and said, hey, your friend blah, blah, blah said that you like this. I rented the gun range and I know everybody at the range and I know what day it's closed. And he said, so if you want to go, you can come with me. Picked up the phone.
Call me right back.
I'll go. I mean,
That was going to be, that was a Thursday. Saturday was the shooting. She hangs up, I'm in. The next thing, I hang up the phone and I make another call. I call this chick I was going out with Friday.
Yeah.
I said, we're off.
Yeah, can't make it.
Well, I'm not doing Friday night. She's like, well, what happened? I said, I'm going out Saturday with my wife. You're married? I said, no, I'm not married, but I'm gonna be. So I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Wow. That's great. So you guys go to the gun range?
yeah.
And then what's the first date like? Good rapport? Is he funny? Coming across cheesy? What's that like from your perspective?
He didn't seem cheesy. I didn't consider it a date. I considered it free shooting. No, absolutely not. Hell no.
On the way home, in the car, down
So
the
full-
405.
You're so full of bull.
And then after that, you sparks right away?
No.
So there's still more persistence.
No. Then I went away for a little bit longer. Then he became friends with my friends. That's code for You want to tell that part?
There's an old Italian thing. I went to Italy.
All right.
I was single, dude. I'm in Italy. And they said, look, man, when you're in Italy, dude, if you find a chick you like, don't talk to her. Talk to her friends. I said, well, how far do I go with this concept? Dude.
As far as you want.
So
he
what
did-
I did was I found her girlfriends,
Right.
and I found one that I could sleep with. Right?
And
so that
honestly,
it would make her feel safe.
It totally did. I was like, he can hang out now.
He's good because I'm hitting this over here.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm cool. I'm invited in, right? Safe, dog. You get it?
So how long is the whole process from the day you guys
Check
met?
this out. Check the power of the decision,
All right,
okay?
shoot.
The chick that I'm sleeping with is her friend. We'd have sex, and she would tell me, you and Elena would be perfect for each other.
She
I
was
said,
having
"This
sex
is
with
magic.
him,
This
and
is
she
magic."
came to me and said, you really need to think about Grant Cardone. I was like, I am sorry. When your friend is sleeping with a guy, I was like, that is disgusting. Not that, but don't, no.
But it was friend sex, it was like, you guys have, everybody's done this before.
It was mutually casual. Mutually casual.
Yeah, it was just, everybody knew it wasn't going any place. It wasn't even that good
Yeah.
for either one of us, frankly.
It was a means to an end, right? It was a means to an end.
Man, I do whatever I got to do, man. It's whatever it takes.
Wow, they're going deep on our stories
Whatever
today.
it takes,
We haven't revealed this much
Like an
before.
Oprah breakdown here, I know. And then, okay, so then after that, what's the timeline from the time you guys meet till the day you guys tie the knot?
Well, I could have hooked up with her. I could have asked her right there from the get-go. We went out to a sushi restaurant. That's the night you fell in love with me.
Baloney.
No, I carried you across the street, remember? Your foot was hurt?
That's my hip.
I picked her up, carried her across Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Okay? And she's like, damn, he's strong, too.
That did impress me. Because
Right.
I had this idea in my head, 6'2", you know, I had to be able to wear heels. Again, it came from a past guy that was like, why do you always wear heels? I'm like, why are you trying to shrink me?
Right,
Let
yeah.
me be. If you're like too wimpy and, you know, make me feel big, I don't want to be with you. I want to feel little. I want to feel like a girl, you know? And he's
You
never,
talking about Gerard Butler?
he's not short, but shut up.
No, I know. She dated Butler.
Oh,
No way, really?
I am not,
Cool guy?
that is not, I am not, what the hell?
She dated Butler. What did he do, that movie 400? I said, try 1 billion.
So then after that, you guys tie the knot, and then right away, you guys start building your life over here, or did you guys move back?
No. We were in LA, dude. We went out. She's so fun too. First night we went out, we went to a sushi joint. She didn't get the vibe yet, but I could tell I was breaking her down, right?
It
So
was the first time I went, oh, he's
we
I felt
were in Santa
little.
Barbara at that wedding. Went up to that wedding.
But that's when we kind of hooked up, yeah. That's when we
kinda.
did hook up.
Yeah. So
He's like, yeah. So anyways.
yeah. And then she still wasn't ready though. She wasn't ready for a long-term relationship. It had nothing to do with me, man.
Right.
You know, and this is really important for people to understand, man. Like if you can just figure to work your deal out, it's not always about you.
Sure.
She had some work she had to do.
Absolutely.
Truth is, she wasn't ready for me.
No.
Okay, she hadn't done her own work on herself
Right.
to actually deserve me. Now I know that's going to sound really
But
arrogant to a lot of people.
that was a cognition I had.
Yeah.
And you're only repeating that.
Yeah. And prior to this, I wasn't ready for her because I hadn't done the work on myself to be deserving of a good chick. That's why I ended up in the garbage mill.
So with those lessons learned, what would be your best advice to people? Both of you guys could chime in here on what it takes to be ready for a relationship and what are qualities to look for in a significant other.
Well, number one, you need to love yourself, man. And you need to love your own dreams. So like I told Elena when we got together, I said, look, man, I'll do anything for you. Anything, literally anything, except one thing. I will not give up my dreams, okay? If I am demanded to water down my dreams, give up my dreams, alter my dreams to be with you, I will not do it, okay? Because I believe that if I give up on my dreams, which most people do, they'll give up on everybody in their lives. And so that's the way it is today. It's my dreams first, Elena, our marriage, and then the kids. You know, and so
Setting that expectation in the beginning.
yeah. And being a strong person that says, hey, I'm going for what I want. And I think she really trusted that, hey, this guy's who he says he is.
Right.
And by the way, the first thing I told her, people around me, their lives get better. Has your life got better?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and she's made me better.
Yeah.
So I would tell people, don't compromise on the relationship you want.
How important is it, do you think? And Elena, you could chime in on this one. How important is it to have a relationship? Because a lot of people, they hustle, but they don't have that balance. When they don't have a significant other, they can get thrown off track. How important do you feel like it's been, Elena, both for yourself individually and being with Grant, that's true? Like, how important do you feel like it is to be a team in achieving or building your empire?
Well, it's like if I give 100% and he gives 100%, we're operating at 200%, whereas the one person that feels like he has to
We're probably
hustle-
operating at 1,000%, really.
Well, that's true, but how do you get to that number?
100 times 100 is 1,000. No, it's not. It's 10,000.
I like it. I like 10,000
Okay.
better
So it's a
than 1,000.
multiplier, right?
Yeah.
When she gives 50 and I give 50, you got two people giving a half. You got two broken people.
Right.
So the individual, and they need to be on the same page, man. Sure. And being on the same page doesn't mean she gets everything she wants or I get everything I want. It means we get on the same page. That means somebody's got to give up some reading material, right? For us to read this page, we had to give something else up. So that's what we've done. We've really she gave up a career in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, and I've given up some things, right? So you got to get everybody on the same page. It's got to be the right two people first, I think. And then you got to keep recreating. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, we meet all the time on that.
And she's been in addition to her being a great mother and you know, providing me with two beautiful kids and all that, she is a massive inspiration for what she thinks I'm capable of. She believes in me more than I even believe in me.
That's hard to believe, Uncle G saying that.
No, I'm serious. She does, man. She's and she also knows. You want to tell them about why you want me to go do those big things?
Yeah, because the first time I told Grant, I want you to be a billionaire, he got really upset at me and really mad at me. How can you expect that? You don't know what it's like to go. You're not slinging hammers. You don't know what it takes. Why would you say that? Boom, this massive. I was like,
blew up big time.
And then he chilled out.
The reason I blew up though is because, man, here I am punching and shoving, and I'm winning fights, and I'm in the ring, and I'm doing this, and she's talking about a number that I can't, like, I'm like, dude, I don't have time to get to that number.
Right.
She's been talking about this for a couple of years now. And every time I just want to punch her in the face, man. I'm like, God damn it. You know, and then she's just like, no, you can. You can. And because you can, you should. And the reason is because when you're around a guy like Grant Cardone or all the entrepreneurs out there that have that spirit and that ferociousness, if they are not 1,000,000% committed to a ginormous game, anyone in their vicinity is going to get devoured. And I'm the closest one to him. So if he's not playing big games, it gets turned on me. I need to, you know what? I need to be not his enemy, but his ally, and focus him in like that direction, away from me, you know? And remember what I said about earlier when I got out of that treatment center? Right. Time was my biggest concern. So when I don't have something happening, I'm looking for action. She knows that about me. She knows that about herself. We want action. People want action. And it's really my belief that, I mean, the drug of our society today is boredom. True. People are bored, dude. People are bored. They're mediocre. They're not happy. They're making sense. I had a guy today tell me he makes $600,000 a year selling real estate. I'm like, dude, how do you even live on that? Yeah. And he's like, not like this, is what he said. What? I don't live the way you do. I said, no, dude, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. Right. How do you make sense of 600? You're selling homes in Silicon Valley, okay? You got a guy that you compete with that makes 8 times what you make, 9 times what you make. How do you make sense of it? And he didn't get it, that he's making sense of it. Oh, I grew up poor. I didn't ask you how you grew up. Yeah. Okay? Bro, you pick somebody in Ethiopia, you know, you could make a quarter and be doing better than them. Right? So she just won't let me make sense of where we are, because she knows the next destination holds something, an adventure for both of us. And it keeps us both producing and creative.
If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because every week we bring you the very best in personal development content, interviews, and insight to help inspire you to take your life and your dreams and make them a reality. And also, if you want to know how to book dream guests the same way I have, you can check the link below for my top 3 secrets. So if you have a podcast or a show or whatever it is and you want to collaborate with them, if you click that link below, I'll give you those top 3 secrets to help you get in touch with anybody. And also, don't forget that The Passionate Few is available on media platforms as well. So you can subscribe to the podcast. And until next time, thank you for being one of the Passionate Few.